It's my favorite thing to make because it's huge, so I get to have it all week. Except by the end of the week, I get a little annoyed that I'm just eating lasagna.
Meal prep! What's up guys, it's Kat and Deb from Two Market Girls. Welcome back to another vegan recipe. Today we are veganizing a classic, cozy, carby dish.
My favorite dish ever.
Ever?
Yeah. It's just one of those like childhood favorites.
Okay.
My favorite thing in the world is lasagna. I love lasagna. And I think I don't consider it necessarily a favorite because I hadn't yet found a vegan lasagna that I actually liked, like as much as I liked regular lasagna. Right. Like a lot of vegan lasagnas are very, very vegetable heavy, which I love vegetables. I'm vegan, but
there's a time and a place.
I really wanted that like classic cheesy, meaty lasagna.
Sometimes you need that in your life.
So I made it. I made what I wanted. And it's actually so good. It's ridiculously good. It doesn't use a ton of like vegan cheese that you buy. It's actually, we use a tofu ricotta, which is so good. And we use a little bit of diet, and you kind of get that similar effect that you would get with normal vegan lasagna.
Should we show them how to make this?
Yeah, but before we do, subscribe.
Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss vegan recipes every Sunday, and whatever Wednesdays every other Wednesday.
Yeah, so many of you who watch these videos aren't subscribed.
Yeah.
So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss recipes.
You're gonna miss our next recipe, and the one after that, and all the shenanigans that are coming for Halloween.
Halloween shenanigans.
Okay.
Best kind of shenanigans.
Let's go make some carb magic.
Okay. To make a lasagna, you first have to start by preheating your oven to 375 Fahrenheit. And then you're going to cook a package of lasagna noodles according to the package instructions. Once those are done, you can set those aside to cool. Give them a quick rinse once they are finished cooking so that they stop cooking. So next up, we're going to make our tofu ricotta. So to a blender, you want to add in chunks of firm tofu. You want to kind of get it as firm as you can. Then you're going to add in some soft tofu and blitz that in a blender until it's chunky but smooth. You wanted that ricotta-y texture, so you still want some chunks in there and still have some bite. Once it gets to that consistency, you pour it out of the blender into a large bowl. And then to that blender, we're going to add the flavor add-ins that we're going to make this taste more like ricotta. So we're going to blend up some miso paste, pesto, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, onion powder, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of water. And just blend that until it's nice and smooth. Then you're going to pour that into your tofu mixture and kind of just fold it in until it is all incorporated. Because we are using vegan ground beef for this, it actually doesn't need to be cooked, which is great. So we're gonna just do all the heating and the cooking of it in the oven. We don't need to do anything on the stove. So to prep our meat sauce for the lasagna, we are going to combine a can of tomato sauce, a can of diced tomatoes, and 2 packages of Yves ground round in a bowl, and just mix that until it's nice and incorporated. Then to build your lasagna, you're going to need a really big pan. This makes a gigantic lasagna. It serves about 15 people, so it's great for individuals. To build your lasagna, you're going to start off with a very thin layer of the meat sauce along the bottom of the pan. Layer down some lasagna noodles. It doesn't have to be perfect, that's the beauty of lasagna. Then we are going to add on a layer of meat sauce, a layer of ricotta, and a sprinkle of some Daiya cheese, and just repeat that until you are done with all your layers. We got about 4 to 5 layers out of this, and it's a really big pan, so you should get a bunch of layers. When you are laying your lasagna, every noodle layer, make sure to turn the noodles the other way. It kind of just keeps the lasagna more structurally sound. Then you're going to cover it with tin foil, bake it in an oven for about 35 to 45 minutes covered. Then you're going to remove the foil and broil it on medium heat until the cheese is nice and melted. Once you remove that from the oven, you want it to cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. That's what makes sure that when you take out a slice, it doesn't all just kind of slip off and fall to the side. And then you just sprinkle with some vegan parmesan cheese and serve. Hello, welcome back.
And we're back. She's like not even waiting for me. Just
I
like,
just ate a little bit of the
chowing
ricotta.
down on the lasagna without me.
So good.
Okay.
It's so good.
It really is the ricotta that makes it for me.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because that's what the main difference between vegan lasagna is, because there's a vegan ground round out there that tastes really close to ground beef. So that's not the problem. It's when people put shredded cheese as a substitute for ricotta, which that's not.
I think I never realized how important the ricotta was to lasagna until I had this, and I was like, oh, that's why it's not quite tasting like full on.
You need that like ricotta texture,
Yeah.
that ricotta like tang.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love this.
I feel like I could bring this to a family dinner and do okay, because like my dad makes a pretty mean
I hear his lasagna's good.
And we've had like a cook-off before, but I didn't use this recipe. So maybe we're going to have to revisit that.
And it's actually like really easy to make. Because it's vegan ground round, it doesn't need to be pre-cooked. So you don't need to use a pan to cook up some ground beef or anything like that. Just use the ground round, put it right in the pasta or the sauce. I'm not doing anything, I didn't do anything complicated to the sauce because I think lasagna is perfect in its simplicity. Like, you don't need these overly complicated flavors in lasagna.
I want to talk more about it, but actually I just want to eat it.
I just want to eat it.
You did good today, Kat. You're so good to us.
Thank you.
You guys better all make this recipe and then in the comments say thank you, Catherine. Thank you. Carbs.
If you do make it, take a picture. Tag us in it. I want to see the creations.
Lasagna is like the definition of ugly, delicious food. It's not super photogenic, but you know what? That mouthfeel is amazing.
Yeah.
So what should we talk about in the comments?
Lasagna. I don't know.
What about it?
There's very, like, this is classic, just like basic lasagna. But there's a lot of variations that people make on lasagna. So I want to know what people's are.
Okay, yeah. What's
Like-
your special little twist?
My dad used to make this really cool Alfredo lasagna.
Ooh.
And it was like all vegetables. There was no meat in it. So it was just veggie lasagna, but it had an Alfredo sauce instead of a red sauce. It was so good.
I would be so into that.
Yeah, it was amazing. We've made a Thanksgiving lasagna that's bomb. It was so good.
Bomb.com.
Have you ever had like a different lasagna other than just classic?
I don't think so, but I feel like a taco lasagna would be good. I feel like a Big Mac lasagna would be good. I feel like some kind of buffalo sauce lasagna is something that I would try to make. So, you know.
All right, yeah, this is a good thing for Canadian Thanksgiving, which is coming up. We didn't mention that.
It's an easy thing to bring if you're going to like
A family
a
dinner.
family dinner where it's not all vegan.
And it
or
also
you're the only vegan.
serves a lot of people, so there's enough for everyone to try it.
Yeah. As usual, the recipe will be linked in the description box below. There's also a link to our podcast called TMG Unfiltered, where we talk about things like veganism, how we make our recipes, trending news topics in the vegan world. Go check it out. Give it a listen.
I almost just left for some reason. Like, I was like, I should go grab the soup, and I was like, wait, the video's not done.
She's just over it. There's also a link to our merch. Go check that out. And a link to our Patreon. Patreon is like a crowdfunding site where you come and join the community and you support the work that we do, and we give some extra perks for people who are Patreons.
Yeah, if you had already been a TMG early bird, you would have had this recipe yesterday.
Yeah. And if you're a TMG mukbanger, you get to watch us eat food.
Lots of food and talk about things.
And it gets pretty unfiltered. Like, if you thought our podcast was unfiltered, I think the mukbangs might be more unfiltered.
Yeah, I think so.
So go check that out and give it a thumbs up if you like vegan ricotta.
Yeah.
Because I think
If you like soy, I love soy.
Okay, thumbs up for soy today. That's all we have for
Bye.
you.
Are we
Goodbye.
doing a mukbang
I don't know, are we?
like for individuals. Individuals with a big appetite.
Whatever, it's fall, so
I think
we're
it's the first,
eating carbs, layers of carbs and cheese.
it's the first one in October.
October, you know what they say, lasagna season. Carb,
Okay.
corn.
It's okay. It's
Car-
okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.